Have you ever seen someone get absolutely wrecked in an argument with just one sentence? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to witness is a political takedown of epic proportions. Kash Patel, a man known for his sharp comebacks and no-nonsense attitude, just humiliated Cory Booker in a way that left everyone speechless. And the best part? It took him just one line to do it. So, what exactly did Patel say? And why is the internet going crazy over this moment? Stay tuned, because once you hear it, you'll understand why Booker had no comeback. Politics is a battlefield, but unlike real wars, this one isn't fought with weapons. It's fought with words. And in a world of debates, just one sentence can turn the tide. Kash Patel has never been one to hold back. He's taken on some of the biggest names in politics, and his brutal honesty has made him a fan favorite among conservatives. But what happened in this latest exchange with Cory Booker? Well, let's just say, it wasn't just a debate loss for Booker. It was an embarrassment. The stage was set. Tensions were already high. But nobody expected what came next. It all started when Cory Booker made a statement. One he clearly thought would put Kash Patel on the defensive. But Patel, he didn't flinch. Instead, he fired back with a response so sharp, so undeniable, that Booker was left stunned. And what's even crazier, this wasn't just a mic drop moment. It exposed something way bigger about the current political climate. Before we break it all down, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a debate where one person completely destroys their opponent with just a single line? If not, well, you're about to. Let's get into it. The moment was intense. Cory Booker had just made his statement, standing firm, expecting to rattle Kash Patel. But if there's one thing Patel is known for, it's his ability to cut through political theater with precision. With cameras rolling and the audience watching, Patel didn't hesitate. He leaned forward, locked eyes with Booker, and delivered a single line that sent shockwaves through the entire debate. "You're a clown." The words hung in the air for a split second before the crowd erupted. Some gasped, some laughed, and others just stared, waiting for Booker's response. But the senator, he froze. He blinked, and for a moment, it looked like he had just realized he had walked straight into a trap. Booker tried to regain his footing, but the damage was already done. Patel didn't just throw an insult. He exposed something deeper about the way these debates work, the art of political dodging. See, Booker came into this debate with a strategy. Like many politicians, his approach wasn't about facts. It was about performance. He wanted a viral moment, a soundbite that would circulate on social media, framing him as a tough, unshakable leader. But Patel knew this game all too well. And with 3 words, he shattered the illusion. By calling Booker a clown, Patel wasn't just making a personal jab. He was holding up a mirror to the entire spectacle of modern politics. He was pointing out that these debates aren't about truth or solutions anymore. They're about who can put on the best show. And Booker? He had just been outed as the ringmaster of that circus. The moment that changed everything. As the seconds passed, Booker tried to push back. "Excuse me," he scoffed, attempting to laugh it off. "Is that really the best argument you have?" But Patel wasn't done. He leaned in again, this time with a smirk. "If you want to be taken seriously, start acting like a leader, not a performer." Boom, another hit. And this time, the audience knew it. You could see it in the way Booker shifted uncomfortably, in the way his polished confidence cracked just a little. He was used to controlling the narrative, but now, for the first time in the debate, he wasn't the one in control. And that's when things really got interesting. Booker's desperate recovery attempt, realizing he had to regain control. Booker did what politicians do best. He dodged. He laughed it off, tried to redirect the conversation, and even threw in a joke about Patel's one-liner politics. But here's the thing about dodging. It only works when people don't see it happening. And Patel had already pulled the curtain back. The audience wasn't buying it. Social media wasn't buying it. And the more Booker tried to sidestep, the more obvious it became that he had been completely disarmed. Why this moment went viral? Within hours, the clip started making rounds online. Twitter exploded with reactions. Conservative media picked it up as an example of liberal hypocrisy exposed. Even independent commentators weighed in, calling it the most brutal debate moment in recent memory. But why did it strike such a nerve? Why did people love seeing Booker get called out in this way? It's simple. People are tired of scripted politics. For years, we've watched debates turn into theater rather than real discussions. Politicians rehearse their zingers. Media outlets amplify the clips, and the actual issues, they get buried under the noise. But in this moment, Patel did something different. He broke the script. He didn't engage in a carefully crafted argument. He didn't counter with a rehearsed rebuttal. He simply called it as he saw it. And in doing so, he said what so many people have been thinking all along. What this means for political discourse. Now, let's be clear, some people weren't happy about this. Critics slammed Patel for resorting to an insult rather than a substantive argument. They argued that calling someone a clown isn't real debate. It's just name-calling. And on some level, they have a point. Politics should be about ideas, policies, and solutions. But here's the reality. When one side is playing a performance game, the other side has two choices. Play along or call it out. And Patel? He chose the latter. That's why this moment wasn't just about Patel versus Booker. It was about politics versus performance. It was about calling out the manufactured outrage, the empty speeches, and the media-driven narratives that keep real debates from happening. And whether you agree with Patel or not, one thing is undeniable. He made people pay attention. Final thoughts. As the dust settles, this moment will go down as one of the most talked about exchanges of the year. Booker will move on. Patel will continue making waves, and politics will remain as chaotic as ever. But for those who watch this unfold, one thing is clear. Sometimes the truth doesn't need a long-winded explanation. Sometimes it just takes 3 words to reveal everything. And in this case, those 3 words were "you're a clown." As the debate continued, the atmosphere remained charged. Cory Booker, still trying to regain his composure, shifted gears. He took a deep breath and attempted to redirect the discussion. But Patel, he wasn't about to let up. Booker launched into a monologue filled with the usual political rhetoric, buzzwords, emotional appeals, and grand statements designed to make headlines. He talked about unity, justice, and the need for bipartisan cooperation. But Patel was unfazed. He listened, arms crossed, eyes locked on Booker. Then, when Booker finally paused for breath, Patel calmly leaned forward and said, "That's a great speech, but where are the facts?" The room fell silent again. It was another strategic blow. Booker had been speaking in abstract ideals, while Patel was demanding concrete answers. The power of precision. This moment was significant because it highlighted a key flaw in modern political discourse: style over substance. Many politicians thrive on performative speeches rather than data-driven solutions. Booker had walked right into Patel's trap, and now he had to think fast. Booker attempted to pivot again. He brought up a popular narrative, hoping to steer the conversation into familiar, safe territory. He cited headlines, quoted media reports, and even referenced statements from high-profile figures. But Patel wasn't letting him off the hook. "Media talking points don't count as evidence," he interrupted. "Give me specifics. Show me where your claims hold up in reality." And that's when it happened. Booker hesitated. For the first time in the debate, he had nothing to say. Silence speaks louder than words. The pause was brief, but in debates like this, a few seconds of silence can feel like an eternity. It was enough to shift the balance completely in Patel's favor. The audience could sense it. The confidence Booker had started with was unraveling, and Patel was firmly in control. Sensing weakness, Patel pressed on. "You want solutions? Let's talk about real numbers, real policies, not just slogans." Booker tried to recover, but the dynamic had shifted. The audience wasn't just listening anymore. They were analyzing. They weren't just hearing words. They were evaluating credibility. And Patel? He had positioned himself as the voice of logic and reason. Why this moment mattered. This exchange wasn't just another political debate. It was a defining moment. It exposed a truth that many voters already suspected. Political speeches often rely more on emotion than evidence. But Patel had flipped the script. He wasn't just debating. He was challenging the framework of modern political discussions. What this means moving forward. After this debate, one thing became clear. This wasn't just about Patel versus Booker. It was about a larger shift in political culture. More and more people are tired of rehearsed narratives and demanding real answers. And Patel, he became a symbol of that frustration. As social media erupted with reactions, it became evident that this moment wouldn't be forgotten anytime soon. Clips of the exchange spread like wildfire. Some praised Patel for his no-nonsense approach. Others criticized him for being too blunt. But regardless of where people stood, they were talking. And in politics, getting people to talk is half the battle won. The fallout from this debate was immediate and explosive. Social media lit up with discussions, reactions, and endless debates over what had just unfolded. Supporters on both sides rushed to dissect every second of the exchange. But one thing was undeniable. Patel had dominated the moment. The power of an unfiltered approach. Unlike the polished, rehearsed responses typically seen in political debates, Patel's direct, unapologetic style was different. It wasn't just about proving Booker wrong. It was about changing the entire conversation. People were drawn to how effortlessly Patel cut through the noise. He didn't engage in long-winded monologues or appeal to emotional narratives. He demanded facts, clarity, and accountability. And that approach, it resonated far beyond the debate stage. Public reaction, the internet erupts. As the debate clips spread like wildfire, something fascinating happened. New voices entered the conversation. News analysts, social media influencers, and even other political figures started weighing in. Some praised Patel's ability to hold his opponent accountable in real time. Others criticized him for being too confrontational. But regardless of the stance, one truth was evident. Patel had everyone's attention. Memes flooded Twitter. Comment sections were filled with heated discussions. Phrases like, "Patel just ended Booker's career," and "facts over feelings" trended for hours. It wasn't just a debate anymore. It was a cultural moment. Booker's attempt to rebuild. Meanwhile, Booker's team scrambled to control the narrative. They released statements emphasizing the importance of civil discourse and claimed that Patel's style was a distraction from real issues. But it was too late. The internet had already decided. Screenshots, GIFs, and short video edits kept Patel's responses front and center, making it impossible to shift focus. What made this so impactful? The reason this debate moment had such a lasting impact wasn't just about who won. It was about what it represented. People are tired of political doublespeak. They want straight answers. They are done with performative politics. And Patel, he embodied that frustration. The ripple effect, the shift in strategy, after this viral moment. One question loomed over political circles. Would others adopt Patel's approach? Some analysts speculated that future candidates might abandon rehearsed speeches in favor of more direct, fact-driven conversations. Others argued that Patel's success was an anomaly, that most politicians would still rely on the old formulas. But one thing was certain, this moment changed expectations. The next time a politician steps onto a debate stage, they'll have to ask themselves, am I giving real answers, or just talking in circles? Will my opponent expose me if I rely on vague rhetoric? Am I ready for a Patel-style takedown? Because now, thanks to Patel, the game has changed. As the dust settled from this fiery exchange, one undeniable fact remained. This debate changed everything. Patel didn't just win an argument. He set a new standard for how political figures engage in discourse. He proved that facts, confidence, and an unshakable presence can dismantle even the most well-prepared opposition. The aftermath, a political earthquake. In the days following the debate, media outlets couldn't stop analyzing what had happened. Some labeled Patel's approach as brutally honest, while others criticized him for being too aggressive. But here's the truth. It wasn't about aggression. It was about holding power accountable. And the public? They responded loudly. Poll numbers shifted. Voter enthusiasm spiked. Even people who weren't originally invested in politics suddenly cared about this debate. The ultimate takeaway. This wasn't just about Patel and Booker. This moment revealed something much deeper, a hunger for real, unfiltered conversations. The era of carefully curated, rehearsed speeches, dying. The demand for raw, honest, and fearless debates, rising. And now, the real question is, what comes next? Your role in this movement. You, the viewer, are not just a spectator. You have a role to play. Did Patel's approach resonate with you? Do you think more politicians should debate like this? Are you ready to support leaders who speak the truth, no matter what? If your answer is yes, then here's what you need to do. Comment below and tell us what you think. Is Patel's style the future of political debate? Share this video with someone who needs to see this moment. Small Blue Diamonds, stay informed. Don't let mainstream narratives shape your opinions. Do your own research. Ask questions. And most importantly, don't stay silent. The conversation has started. The movement has begun. Now, it's your turn to make an impact. Subscribe for more real, unfiltered political moments that you won't see anywhere else. Because the fight for truth, it's only just beginning.